I can't help but get chills every time I look at this negative. And we haven't even gotten it developed yet. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to From the Fog, Mystery House. And the spirits may have made an attempt to destroy our evidence, but we know now that this is real. We have proof that we can actually show to other people tangibly, and they're gonna pull out all the stops to try and stop us. But that may not be such a bad thing. I've expressed frustration in the past at not being able to successfully defend this house against their tricks, but maybe we can now. Since the last episode, you guys have given me a ton of advice, not only on how we can grow the house, but also on how we can protect it. But I'll get more into that once we get somewhere where we can craft in peace. Stuff like this is old school, primitive technology. We can do far, far better. If only things will allow us. Yeah, no, all of our exterior doors are opening, and it's getting really, really creepy, because there's no way I'm forgetting that often. I always hate hearing that music, because it makes me wonder if I saw something and didn't realize it. But for this recipe, we are going to need red dye, gold, and iron. This is actually a very, very expensive recipe when I have such a hard time mining, but once I do it, you'll see that this is actually the exact thing that this series needed. Fire extinguishers! Not only that, but they're actually placeable, so we can have them like mounted to walls and on floors. We could actually, if we got enough materials, have them stationed in every room, and of course we'll always want to have one on us, but that's not even all. This alone is the most powerful tool we've had yet for this kind of situation, but it actually adds all kinds of things such as smoke detectors, alarms, and even inbuilt fire suppression. We are going to be investing in this heavily, but that's exactly why we need to get mining in the morning. But for now, we just need to... This is why I love this modular house system so much. All we need to do right now is find a room that doesn't have chalk markings in it and get to bed. And I believe we have used this one, but have not yet used this one. And the fact that these windows are open actually has me very worried considering an other mod I've installed. But we'll cross that bridge when it eats us in the face. The sun will be rising soon, but at least we have a bed now. Oh no, it's a raid. Oh yes, it's a raid! Does that mean that this house actually officially counts as a village? Well, that's actually a huge issue. I don't have the means to deal with this. Not by a long shot. But the fact that it instantly disappeared might actually mean that it's over. Oh boy, those illagers are not happy about what we did. To be honest, not even what I did. I just took advantage of the opportunity. The ghosts were just as angry at them as me. I mean, they were my lethal enforcers. There we go. Once again, I know I keep saying it, but I just love the way the morning light looks in this shader pack. Oh, I know you guys have a lot of questions about the mods in this, so I'm just going to start probably showing it in every episode. This is my mod list. My version is 1.20.1, and I do use a data pack, that data pack being animated doors. A lot of you guys have been asking what that is. But I think we'll just head off in this direction after I bank some stuff and start mining. Also, some of you guys have mentioned something strange about one of the paintings that I placed last episode after the big one was torn down. And yeah, you guys said that, like, this one in particular kind of reminds you of something. I don't know, to me it just kind of looks like pixels, you know? Like something really low resolution, you know? Like, it's like this thing has like 4 pixels total or something like that. But I guess that's just Minecraft for you. Sometimes you just gotta sit there and ponder the things like this and treat it like a Rorschach test. Treat it like something that you have to stare until... but yeah, as usual, we're just kind of picking a direction, heading off, and seeing what we can find. Hopefully that's something being a hole in the ground. You guys have obviously had a lot of advice for structures we should build. And the warnings are getting more frequent. You guys have obviously had a lot of advice for things we should build, and I think I'm going to take this episode to cash in on some of the bigger ones. Now that we've gotten ourselves so established, I think now's the time. So we're going to be building a courtyard garden / hedge maze, among all kinds of other suggestions, like really Scooby-Doo the place up. This looks sort of promising. I don't think I have a shovel, nor the means to build one, but I am actually going to need more cobblestone to do this. You know, it's weird. I always keep forgetting, like, what rules I've set for myself with this. It's kind of the growing pains of this series, where I haven't really been building with, like, non-flammable materials for outside of the seance rooms, but that's not really the rule. Like, that was never really the rule. It's not that I can't build with that stuff, it's that I can't build entirely out of that stuff, that's all. I can always use it for flavor, and oh god. Oh god, yet here's one of those mods you suggested. Oh, it makes spiders properly spidery. Oh, look at that climbing. Somehow that makes you so much worse, that simple detail. Alright, where'd you go? Die. Oh, I'm so glad to be rid of you. I love it though. Like, that kind of smoothness, it's just kind of cursed in Minecraft, you know? Listen to your cries echoing off the cavern walls. Boom, heard him. Heard him for me. Look at all this. Chris, why don't you build a shield? Guys, count my hands. Count my hands. I have two. I can have a shield, I can have a weapon, and I can have a torch. Pick any two. God, when it's just like sloped like this, beautiful staircase going downwards, so complicated in its design. It's times like this you really have to appreciate the world gen. Some of you guys say I really do get the best world gen, and I completely agree. Iron, my beloved. We need lots of iron and gold. Those are the two things that keep our aesthetics running. That was a bit of a disappointing outing. We got tons and tons of iron, so that's actually really, really good. But only one single piece of gold ore. We really need to step it up. We're finally back on track towards being somewhat organized around here. And I think in the morning we're going to start seeing about laying the foundations of our new courtyard, our garden. Because, look, we've already got this right here. We've sort of looped around, which leaves a nice, promising little gulf in the middle. So something like that could be perfect. We can have it go around here. Kind of the hard limit is the log flume. But hey, it's the mystery house. Anything is malleable. We got very lucky there were no fires today, but in the morning I think we'll start researching our fire suppression system. Not the lame ones that we've been building that barely work, no. Something that's actually intrinsic to a mod and actually kind of ready-made. I think tonight we'll probably be sleeping in this room because it has a proper fire suppression system, or at least, you know, our crappy one. And I kind of defined things a certain way and then didn't follow through on that. Oh! Yeah, no, they have moved into this floor in force. Yep, the architecture helps me here. But there's still a creeper out there. Nope. Animation did a weird thing and I couldn't tell what you were... were you stuck in that doorway? Maybe something to do with you being right against it and there being carpet right on the other side. Alright, we'll have to remove a couple of these things for this to work. Yeah, we got 8 additional rooms out of this side of the place, but unfortunately that's it, so we're gonna have to start building another module. Although, we could always... Have we slept in the wine cellar yet? I'm not sure. Yeah, the only requirement being 4 blocks, I'm sure there's plenty of places we could find something. I love the glow from that burning zombie outside the door. I don't believe we've slept in here either, but then again we may have. Oh, look at you crawling out from under the foundation. God, imagine if there was just like 50 of them that all just came skittering out at once, crawling across the landscape and up the side of the wall. Oh, there's so much awful potential in this mod. Get out of here, you. It's always during broad daylight that I have to wonder just where it is that you're actually coming from. Yeah, this isn't really a module, this is just kind of something I thought might be cool. Just another idea for a sitting room. Something that overlooks all this. Maybe have like a glass canopy. Although I probably should have learned my lesson that they're more trouble than they're worth. Ah, perfect weather to demonstrate what this is all about. Thank you. Alright, now let's just run this along this irritating sawtooth window. And yes, this will all be well and good, but then we can also take this area above and simply start filling that in. Better get it done quick before the lightning strikes. And there we go. Who was that? Excuse me, who am I hearing out there? No one here. I'm hearing that other thing. The giggler. But I also heard what distinctly sounded like a villager. Or potentially an illager. I haven't forgotten that we technically are getting raided, I suppose. I'm not seeing anything under the house. Oh, ooh. For a second, I couldn't tell if you were embedded in the wall. Can you trade with us? You come bearing mostly flowers, which is pretty annoying, but it does remind me that I've still got to check out whether or not we can regrow these things. Or maybe possibly even get some dyes from them. So if I can just... Ooh, this is one of those disorienting moments where I don't actually quite recall the path out of my own house. Okay, right here. Now, if we... Where's a good place to do this? Right over here in the relative sunlight. And now we can break down a whole lot of this stuff. Oh, using bone meal will get us more of you. We could grow a garden from this. Well, maybe it will be worth buying something then. Yep, and yep, and yep. Let's try if we can turn this into... It does! In fact, it's a much more efficient source of red dye. Okay, hang on. Let me get some money for you. Kind of strange, actually, that you're camouflaged during the day, and in fact, you're keeping yourself camouflaged. Maybe to hide from these things. Maybe you hear them too. Although you didn't see Herobrine earlier. Oh, there you are. You've uncloaked. Taking shelter from the rain under there, huh? Yeah, until the day we find a village, this is literally all we're going to have to spend, but if it works the same way as the other things, then it should work, right? I don't know what a fern is or what it does. There we go, we bought that. This might actually just be the regular flower. This might have been a total waste. Yep. Yep. This will not actually help us grow more. That is so annoying. Why even sell it then? Alright, let's just make ourselves a bunch of new rolls of film. We'll worry about that stuff later. But right now, I want to do two things, and that's mainly to start working on our garden outside, which is going to require a lot of cobblestone, and figure out this fire suppression system, which requires some recipes that I'm probably going to have to find on the fly. No? Ah, yes, this was something else that you guys had suggested. We can take these sconces, and in the lower position, it doesn't just remove what's on top, it actually shifts which direction the holder is facing. So if we go like that, we can remove it again, and it's all easy peasy. Alright, now this is where having these large biomes gets really annoying, is that I need some very particular materials, in this case white dye, and I don't believe I can get it in this biome. So we're going to be heading to some of the other nearer biomes that we know are that way, and hopefully that will enable us to get what we need so we can build our fire suppression system. And I do intend for this to be the be-all, end-all solution. The spirits wanted to intimidate me with my own tools of intimidation? Well, not gonna happen. In this case, they're actually acting as useful navigational markers. And anytime we enter a new biome, first of all, we'll take whatever we can grow back home, and we'll also keep in mind that we want to try bone meal on the ground to see if the right flowers will grow for dyes. Hang on, are you a potential source of blue good stuff? I guess not? Ooh, wait, no, what are you? Flax seeds? I mean, I used to spin you into bowstring for money in RuneScape. I don't know what you do, but I guess bringing back exotic plant life is part of my mission. Ooh, this might be what we're looking for. Hang on. Yep, we get you, muckroot. It is not what I'm looking for. Wow, I'm discovering all kinds of plants that I did not know were in the game, but I guess we could try to mess with it. Ah, here we go, we found it. Alright, let's just grow a bunch of this stuff. Using bone meal only ever seems to get me yellow and red, but we need all the lily of the valley we can carry. Thank you. I think that's what this is. Yes. Alright. Yeah, planting more bone meal does not seem to be getting us what we need, which is incredibly annoying. Because Lily of the Valley actually has a tremendous number of uses, especially in this mod. We can use it, obviously, to create white dye. It's very useful for keeping our business partner's girlfriend's kid in the hospital so that we can get him back on our side. And we can also use it in fire suppression systems. So it's a key component for whatever reason. Now that we have everything we need, we should be able to make our first smoke detector. Quite an expensive recipe, but I guess it's quite a good technology. Now we can make our fire sprinkler, and for now we're probably just going to stick to these. Now with a note block, we can also make our alarm bell or siren. Okay, so yeah, that's a lot easier to make. There we go. And all of this is redstone gear. So we'll try to place these things pretty close together, but I think we should really test it, but I don't know if the sprinkler is renewable. We'll have this above our next bed, and hopefully this works the way we need it to. So we will have a smoke detector right here above where we're placing it. There we go, because that's where the fire tends to rise from. And we'll also have a sprinkler here, which basically covers everything within a certain radius. Now, I'm not quite sure how I'm meant to go about this. I'm just kind of covering this whole top area in redstone so that it'll, like, guaranteed hit the necessary notes. But then if we take our alarm siren, we'll put that, I don't know, here? Nope, here. God, that was loud. And now, if the smoke hits the smoke detector by fire rising from the bed, that should trigger the sprinkler and trigger the alarm so that I'll at least know that it's happening. And for now, we'll build more, but for now I'll probably just keep this around so that I know where to go. Feels foolish, but I did always want this area to be more of like a sitting room. So I'm actually going to place even a little bit more faith in all of this. There we go. And yes, so far so good. But I also, like, my real problem is with the use of redstone right now because I've never really worked too much with it. This is quite a big incentive to get it right. But for today, we need to be working more on our garden, so let's start that. Let's carve out here. This can be the entrance, and this all will be the area, which only makes sense if you ask me. And anything we need to enclose this will come in the form of cobblestone, giving us that nice Haunted Mansion winter garden look. I don't know why I've been so inspired by that. We had a winter garden in the previous From the Fog series as well. There we go. All right, now we're just kind of filling in a foundation with this, but this is all going to look so much cooler once we finally got the weathering going, you know? Once all of this starts growing, getting covered in vines. Now, here's the difficulty, is that in order to keep things from dropping down onto us, a lot of this hill is going to have to go, which is going to mean a whole lot of shovel use. And that suppression system actually took a lot out of the stores of iron that we have. I mean, we still have plenty left, but man, I just never anticipated how quickly we would be going through this stuff. Doesn't seem like anything has happened to you today. And I'm almost tempted to just sort of leave you just as an experiment and use a new bed for the next place. But we are also pretty much finished with our enclosure for out here. So let's go ahead and place our door. And here we have it. We've got a nice little nook back here where we can put all kinds of things. Obviously, we're going to fill this with all types of exotic plants and such, get some farming going. And we also have another entrance over here where we can come through and access this portion of the spoke. So I thought we had more doors on us, but that's okay. We're going to start placing all manner of pathways. So you can go there. And like so. So you're a window. We're obviously going to want some lights out here as well, so we'll do stuff like hang lanterns from on high. There we go. And we'll just kind of place these all around. So maybe we'll put one right here. I hear an old friend creeping about as I work, but no matter. We've got to make sure that we're not compromised. You can't let them see your fear. There we go, and I think that's looking a little better already. We have some torches around. We have a path. Obviously, we can expand this and fill it out, but for now, the area is ready. Huh, that's interesting. Maybe that'll be something to consider. I'm still kinda on the whole gold sconce thing, but I don't know, I do like the way that looks. I think at this stage, it would probably be a good idea to have little overhangs, right? Little overhangs where we can do stuff like maybe hang some glowberries. Things like this, which can help fill out the lighting of the environment. There we... Oop. I guess we just kind of have to let you grow on your own. In some places, we could even place these higher up so that that happens. And we'll also want to sprinkle some probably just around like this area. The only thing is we have to make sure that they're not on a half block. They need to be on top of a full block, or presumably this won't work. There we are, and this should all fill itself out pretty naturally as time goes on, and we'll probably put another lantern right here, but in the meantime, I think we've earned ourselves a rest. You've learned, huh? Oh, that was a misclick, but I guess we have the shot as a reminder now. Okay, let's get some sleep because we are starting to fade. Oh my god. That was so... I thought I was looking at a spider at first. Yeah, you're growing more malicious. I don't know, maybe it's all this lighting. Maybe I should have always sworn off lighting, but you know what? At a certain point, we've got to start trying to take things back, right? Start trying to live instead of just survive. But maybe this is what we get. Oh, look, it's the remnants of some of our much older fire suppression systems. I really am waiting for something to happen with that other one, just so that I can see it in action. Alright, now we've got a new set of mobile fire suppression. So we'll put you right there. Oh, we can put it on the wall. That's neat. And, ooh, we actually can't put you on slabs if they're of the half-block variety. Like, if they're midway down. We can't put the sprinkler on the wall either. Okay, so we'll have to make a little cutout for that. Nice and simple fix. And we'll just do you and you. We're going to start opening up in the direction of the wine cellar because this is a pretty good candidate for our next big expansion. We need more rooms. We've kind of exhausted what we had. And now there's a lightning storm, so with any luck that'll help test the fire suppression. I just really want to see it in action, you know? It's been such a long time. To the point where I might just start a fire myself. God, can you imagine that from the ghost's perspective? Watching me start a fire in my own house. Actually, I think I've done that a couple of times. See, the cool thing about building out with, like, arms like that outstretch, is that it sort of tends to create these natural courtyards. So I'm even thinking that maybe at a certain point, we could have a second garden on this side, and a little tunnel, a little bridge leading underneath this thing. How cool would that be? Oh, hey, I just realized that the smoke detector has a little blinking light. That is so cool. I'm really hoping that this proximity will cause them to trigger, because basically we have two different forms of connectivity here, and I'm not sure which, if either, will work. Actually, I've just realized something. As soon as all is said and done, this will pretty much span this entire coast of the lake. Oh, this thing is growing like such a crazy rate now. And I've only just realized I've never gotten a photograph of the old house. And maybe I'll have to go over there for a session a little bit later. There we are. Man, this is why I've always got to remember that working through the night will save you a lot of time. I'm so used in Minecraft to turning in as soon as possible, and that is not the smartest way to go about things, but now we have yet another module that we can build whatever we please in, and I'm thinking that this would not be the worst ever spot for our library. What do you think? So let's just lower our little corner. By the way, if this doesn't work, it's our entire food budget going up in smoke too. And sleep. You know, of course. Hey, you know, I've just realized something. These half blocks don't actually align. I did this up to the floor of the room above, so we have the full problems of everything under the house actually exposed by air to this room. So that's quite a thing. Hang on. Excuse me, I'm trying to sleep. Oh, look at you showing off your abilities. The sun is rising, but last night was very productive. And I think, you know, even if it does only amount to being one room, I'm still all in on wanting to make that the library, because it's something we've put off for far, far too long. And actually, you know, call me stupid, but I do want to start working on some bricks. There's all the bookshelves we were able to make as a result of the stuff we got from the Illager compound. And there we are. We have made it. Yeah, I guess we were close enough to down here. Wow, that actually would have been really, really close. Imagine if we could just sleep on wool. How comfy would that be? But anyway, we have to start turning this area into that. I was initially thinking that this whole place was going to be full of, like, rooms, and then there would be an attic with a second level. But no, we've got to do this. There's going to be plenty of opportunities to expand out, such as right here. Oh, great. No, I created a skeleton breeding ground. That's awesome. Yeah, we are going to have to do something about that. Yep. And start by killing them. Oh wait, they're playing Monkey in the Middle. Look at that. Yep, and yep. Thank you guys for making that so much easier. Oh man, I really hate the way light interacts with these slabs and stairs. It's really not good looking. While we're over here, I do think that posterity is very important. So while we've got film loaded... Oh wait, no, I've been taking it like 1/500th of a second. I need to adjust that. Imagine if it were possible for something to actually show up in pictures that like wasn't there before. Look, some of these embers are still smoldering. This is crazy. I mean, I know I had the ability to make color film, but I just really like the idea of these feeling like something that is so ominous without context, you know? I liken it to a Polaroid that's meant to be a hint in a Resident Evil puzzle. Look, we've got all this stuff still over here. Also, it doesn't hurt to get a shot from across the way. Ooh, especially now that we've expanded to cover the entire coast. Oh my, that's looking prettier by the day, isn't it? And... snap. Alright, we're gonna encroach on our tree farm a little bit for this one, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. We need to make sure that we have plenty of space for whichever animal we decide is gonna inhabit this area. Oh, great. You know, Pig, we might have to put this on hold for a little bit. Yep. And we'll want to keep you as close as we possibly can, of course. Don't shoot my pig. See, here's why you should hire me as a farmhand. I just did all of this under fire. Now, that is dedication. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll also handle the threat because that's how dedicated I really am. Are you alone? I mean, that's fine by me. Man, it's like this guy... Oh, nope, he's got friends. It's like he was just, like, out in the woods hunting one day. You know, he's also trying to survive the fall of the kingdom, just like me. And he just happens to see who else but his old boss wandering around. Unfortunately, he has no idea what old boss has been through. Yep. I can hear more of you out there. We're gonna have to eliminate you all by the end of this, and by gonna have to, I mean I want to. I wonder if I could actually, like, try and convince them that, like, oh no, look at me, I'm just a simple old farmer now. I've changed. I haven't changed. Now, I know a trip like this may seem scary, but it's really not that bad once you understand it. See, I'm gonna use the flesh of your descendants to bind my tomes. Oh my god. Yeah, you've really got to be quick, and I should have known not to move. Should have known not to move at all and just take what angle I could get. But I'm gonna get more. Mark my words, I will get more. That was fun and all, but now we've got to start working with what we've got. And I think the best way to do that is going to be to start building out the library, which I'm thinking is going to be, you know, you can't have a library without a second floor balcony, so we're going to start building that out using fences and such, and obviously all the bookshelves we can fit. My question is how we're going to do that with a somewhat unconventional shape. I really hope you're under the house, which is not a typical thing you expect to say. But right now, it's important that we set things up. You know, Ghost, you have been extraordinarily more quiet ever since we started putting these systems in. Is it because you're intimidated, or is it because you're biding your time? The fact that I can't ever tell is kind of keeping me even in a worse state than if you had just set me on fire. So, to be honest, I get it. But we're going to set up over here, you know, where there's a little bit more time until everything burns down on us. And this should be fine. I'm not done working for tonight yet, though. Oh, the sun will be rising soon. I guess I am. Probably a good thing there's monsters nearby. Which is a condition I don't expect will be changing anytime soon. Okay, now you are entirely too high. It is with very, very much trepidation that I say, let's start lighting this thing up. And in fact, maybe it would be better to go like that. I don't like that sound, I don't like that sound, I don't like that sound. You are just here for light, that's all I care about, and we are going to watch this like a hawk. Yep, there we go. So we need to put that out post-haste. And man, I'm really not sure how to do this, because I've never been very confident with how this works. I'm assuming it's probably because of this right here, right? I mean, it's just too close. I am just hearing persistent footsteps on the roof. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. And now I hear nothing. Okie dokie. Well, as long as we're up here, we may as well have a look at our garden, right? So if we can just drop down there. Yep, there's my travel system. We can place a couple of use guys and a couple of use guys, because this place has got to be fancy. While we find ourselves at the crossroads of the house, we may as well visit this seance room and get some of our photos developed, including possibly the most haunting one of all. So let's place you there and print, and we'll see which other ones we want. There we go. Look at that. We're also going to do the first one because, remember, the ghosts tried to destroy the evidence. It's very important that we show our defiance and make sure that they never get the chance. And this room now fireproof should be just up to the task. There's all our ink expended, and I'm thinking it probably wouldn't be the worst idea to post some of these up around the library, but as for this one, now I already know just the place for this. I kind of like the idea of placing photographs of the sightings in the place where they happened. I mean, what's more ominous than seeing an image of something that was right where you're standing at some point in time, right? So where's the best place? Probably right about here. There we go. I actually really like the look of that. Oh, there is so much potential in this mod, isn't there? Pretty soon we're going to have to start experimenting with color. But as soon as we get some more bricks in, we'll kind of fortify this thing and hopefully make it easier to get a fire going. Because this room really needs lighting. It's literally just a source, a spawner for enemies that just keep filtering up into my sanctum. It literally won't stop. I turn my back for like 2 seconds, and this is what I get. Alright, I've made a whole bunch of new gold sconces, a whole bunch of brick. I'm gonna actually, remove those and put these in here to hopefully increase the insulation a bit. And now we're gonna try this once more, because we really, really desperately need to get some light in here. I don't like how I'm hearing sounds from over on this side. Yep! Oh my god, that is so aggravating. Like, how do I contain this? Tell you what, now would actually be a good time to test out our fire extinguisher, wouldn't it? How do I use? Oh, you have to be looking directly at it. Okay. Oh my god, there's just so many juniors everywhere. There we go. It actually works. It works pretty well. And I think it does it in a radius, too, so that's nice. Now let's get back in here to make sure that the whole place isn't going to burn down. Alright, that was a scary glow, but it doesn't look like these blocks are being affected. It's really more stuff on the outside. Okay, yeah, and I was worried there for a second, but that's the hole that we made. So I'm pretty sure that that means you're stable for the time being. and that this room should be okay. Actually, I'm seeing some particles drip down. Does that mean that it's raining, or is it somehow actually considering that a cave and creating dust? No, it's raining. Okie dokie. Don't like you. Actually, wait, I should try and... Let's get some distance. I should try and photograph you. I just need to wait to see those eyes. Oh, and it's night, so we should probably go for a longer exposure too. So let's make sure we hang on. I don't know if we actually got that. I didn't realize you were right there in the wreckage. Okay, well, we can patch that up a little bit while we're up here. Okay, yeah, no, you'll actually probably be a much easier target because you'll much more consistently stick around. Yeah, we don't have a tremendous length of time, but I actually had an idea I think that's pretty cool for this area. So I'm still going with the original plan. Come on. Still going with the original plan of having windows that run parallel to these things on the other side. And then we will sleep in this room tonight. And I was even thinking this could be a hallway that branches off in its own way. So that will be nice. Sun rising very soon. Oh, right, and you need to be elevated so that we can have fire suppression. Oh my god! Okay, you're still choosing your moments carefully, I see. And, you know, I think now would probably actually be a pretty good time to go check on that first one. Because that one will, if I'm understanding this correctly, have had a lot of chances to burn down on me. Of course, then, what would I know, right? I mean, we should have heard the alarm go off. But I've also been away from here a bunch of times. Yeah, I don't think this has ever had a problem. Why has it suddenly stopped? Like, right now, in this moment, it doesn't want to burn things down. Maybe with the fireplace, it thinks I'll do it myself. Still, things seem to be holding over here, so we are good to go with the decorations. There we go. I really don't think this is going to stop anything from spawning too much. I mean, it'll probably reduce the area that they can spawn in. Hopefully that doesn't cause it to burn more. But I think we're in a pretty good state right now. This place is looking nice and pretty. We've used every single one of our bookshelves, which isn't a whole lot, but, you know, enough to make it actually look like a library. Ooh, we can even put things on stairs. That's kind of neat. I did not really expect that to work that way. There we are. And I guess now what I really want is to do some decorations for our garden, right? But not before we take a couple of commemorative shots. Yep, nope, you've decided that that's not enough and you will in fact burn out there. We really need to check to make sure that you're not doing even more. No, it seems to be okay, but there's just like a really low tolerance. Like you're not starting a full-on fire, but you're causing problems nevertheless. These doors are open every time I come here, but I think we're gonna have to worry about that later. For now, we're gonna start printing all our prettiness all over the place. So, you know, Lily of the Valley. Hopefully, I don't know how it works. There's got to be some way to grow these from what we have, right? And instead of having to go all the way to a different biome every single time we want to do this. But we've also got other stuff as well. We've got these things, daffodils. I'm also going to start getting some ivy growing all over the place just to pretty things up a little. And I think for now, that's probably fine. Oh, you know what? We should get bone meal. We should make this place look a bit more lush, right? Now we simply go around and just paint this whole place up with bone meal. And yeah, it may seem a little bit much to overgrow it like this, but to me that's the whole point, you know? I want a garden that looks like ancient ruins. And so that's what we're going to have. I mean, a garden, not ancient ruins. Just a couple of extra touches, and there we are. I think that is looking really quite nice. Snap. And there we are. The courtyard that this was crying out for the entire time is here, and we have room once we build a little bit more in that direction to expand it underneath that bridge there. I'm loving how this is coming along. We should also probably get a little bit more light around here. Plant some more glow berries. I haven't actually been up in the Witch's Tower for quite some time. That telescope just jump-scared me. Thought it was someone standing there. But, you know, our base has changed a lot since we've been up here, so let's have a look. Yeah, look at that. You can actually kind of see the lines from where we built in places, but that courtyard is looking quite beautiful from here. Hard to believe it's actually all enclosed. I would like to use at least one of my shots for... this would be better for color. I think anything from a distance is better in color, so you can better discern what you're actually looking at. But there's only 2 shots left on this roll, so I'll probably finish this video once those are done. I'm thinking that the best thing for this series would probably be... Because, look, nobody likes waiting a week for this. It might be better to just have shorter episodes that come out a little more often. And you can let me know what you think of that in the comments below. I've added more brick to hopefully further insulate this. I'm making it as fast as I can, but yeah, this whole thing is really stressing me out, and I'm not quite sure where this leak is or why it's behaving this way. Suppose we could do things this way and come outside and just kind of surround this with dirt so that there's less air blocks on the outside. Maybe that will prevent the spread to some extent. I mean, I'm really looking for short-term solutions because this is such a huge threat to the house, but it's something that I've always felt you just can't do a library without. Oh, you guys are really something in this mod, ain't ya? It actually adds a tremendous amount. It does, but... God, I really do just cringe a little bit every single time I see you now. And hopefully this is all we need. You're out there. Which means that's where I need to be. You are. Oh, man. Okay, maybe I can bring you back. You actually moved closer to me. Maybe you know when the game is on, or maybe you just don't want to be photographed. I have no idea what's going to be on those shots. Tell you what. This place is looking pretty nice. Would it perhaps be wise to try sleeping under the stars? We could go for it right here between the glow berries. I think we attempt it. We see how well it works. Given the way Minecraft spawning works, this might not be the best thing for us. Hello, skeleton. But we could go for it. We might have a rude awakening. We did it! But yeah, this will probably have been a shorter episode, but it's certainly going to have been a productive one. We got our library, we got our garden, some long-standing requests off the table. We got our cow farm, finally, our pig farm, and really, I want to look to you more. That's part of the reason I want to do these episodes shorter and more frequent. Because you guys have clearly been getting pretty excited about this thing, and I haven't really, it takes a long time for you to see your ideas get tested when I can only do a very limited amount of things within a week. Oh wow, there's even further stages to this rusting. This well has seen better days, or not, depending on how you look at it. Oh, there is a cool angle. Alright. We've got a couple of attempts on the eyes. That's not needed. Right now, I think we should just get this. And that's the end of our roll. Let's get this thing developed. Right beside you on the wall, there's our one semi-successful attempt at getting a photo of the eyes spirit. And our body of proof is growing, even if only one of these may actually succeed in convincing anyone. But we've also got a number of other photographs to look at. For example, oh, we can even put stuff on the ceiling. There's our garden. And there's the one we just took. Here's one of the wreck of our house. And another. Huh, now that's interesting. I took that photo in the fog, but it appears to be raining in this. Alright, now you better stay, please. And yeah, I was actually going to end this pretty soon, but I was in bed last night and now my head is just full of ideas and there's still time to record before this comes out and I really want to get it done. So, first of all, we are in dire need of iron again. And something that's been holding me back is the fact that I have to venture out every single time in order to get into the mines. But why do we have to do that? This whole base is sitting right on top of a giant mine. Why don't we make an easy way to get in and out? And so I'm thinking we'll do this the way I built my very first mine all the way back in Alpha, all the way back in like 2010. We do have one underground area if I can remember how to access it. I think we had to come this way? Yeah, and through here. Oh, this place is actually hard to navigate if I want to get back to the earlier places. This room has sat in ash and wreck for a very long time, but what if we did something with it? What if we just had a single shaft, a ladder, going straight down into that cave? I figured that'll be kind of neat, because this way, with this room all destroyed, it'll be like something crawled its way up out of the earth in here, which did not need that particle effect in that moment. Yeah, dangers of digging straight down, especially when we know we're above a cave and are deliberately trying to get at it. We could save ladders by doing more than one at a time, skipping a step, but I'm not about that. You know you're getting deep when you start hearing cave ambiance. Yeah, that's one useful way to go about this. Still, I gotta say, there's something kind of intrinsically eerie about digging straight down as far as you can go, you know? Just one narrow tunnel, looking up and seeing how far you've come and the absolute absence of light in between. My God. You were... It's like something did crawl up. Who knows, maybe I'm unleashing spirits that even weren't following me before, or maybe you just have a way of bringing everything to the party. Like a bee that stings someone, it brings the whole swarm. It's getting late and we need to find somewhere new to sleep. I'm literally just hearing footsteps, like, all over. And it's really, really weird to hear all this, just divorced of any other mob sounds. I don't know, this place is starting to come alive at night, and it's not just because of all the things crawling around inside it. What a weird thing to say about your own house. But yeah, I've just realized that there's an entire section of the house up here that after the fires and repairs, there's currently no way of accessing. And that's kind of interesting to me, and I'm not sure if I want to change it. Really, if anything, this whole place could use a good mystery housing. And I'm thinking we need more false doors, we need more false stairways, all kinds of things that just lead to nowhere. We actually are going to have to resort to stone tools much more often. And let's just start expanding in this direction. It has been such a long time since we built anything out this way. My God. Stop it, you. Man, I'm trying to do something here. Please, just leave me alone. I don't know who I'm talking to when I say that. You know, you've been suspiciously absent for a really long time. Maybe you've just been looking for me in this part of the house, but does that mean that I can expect a fire soon enough? This room is now complete, and it's pretty rare that we get to sleep in the glow of a fire, so that's going to be nice. Also pretty rare that we build in this direction of the house in general. If anything, I think that light is just going to make it even worse to stare off into that distant dark corner. But we have the opportunity to sleep nonetheless. We also haven't been placing signs for a while, so I don't know, maybe we can put one right here at the door. Let's see, what's a good unnerving, no-context quote? There we go. I don't know why that's creepy, but it is. You know what's occurring to me? That the test fire trap on the other side of the house could actually have been successfully activated multiple times and we wouldn't know it? Like, what if the suppression system is just that good and puts the fires out before it even registers as a problem? I don't know, I'm still not even 100% sure it works, so I don't know, it's kind of hard to get good data. God, imagine travelers coming upon this place, and even besides all the insanity here, they also find that this person just dug a hole straight down like 100 meters or something like that. Actually, more than that. Okay, we'll start tunneling this way, while keeping in mind our daylight. Our little helpful clock is in the corner there, and I think we could sleep down here if we needed to. It could count as a room. But I'll tell you what, how cool would it be if we did actually build stuff down here? Like, we could still use wood for, like, the frame and stuff, but I don't know, I think it would be kind of neat if, like, you know, imagine if you were to look at, like, a cross-section of the house, you just see one line descending straight down into the earth, connecting onto something. Up, found me some diamond. That's nice, and it'll actually connect onto other stuff because of it's in the middle of a mine instead of a cave. More diamond, yes. We have actually found more diamond than iron in this run, which is truly nuts, but it definitely keeps us going for a long time. Oh my god, yes, this is a rich one. And there's the iron. Oh, now's the part where I have to turn around and walk back, huh? And I hadn't realized how far I had gone this way as well. Oh my. Did I just hear the sound of somebody collecting XP somewhere? Oh, maybe that's just the ambiance. Look at that. Ooh. And the longer I spend down here, the least I like it. Go, 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 go. That was a real sense of dread in a way caves haven't made me feel in a very long time, and the worst part is I've got to get back down there. Hearing the birds is very, very welcome. For as deep as this goes, we actually have some ladders. New ladders, which we can use to make this even deeper if we want. Which I think we want this to be as deep as possible. I don't know, ever since I started this, there's just like a demand, you know? The masculine urge to just dig a hole as deep as you can, huh? And we've just hit bedrock. How deep is that? That's, negative 59. So, of course, we've got to expand in this direction where we can, right? Although, I don't think... You know what? I think this may even be too deep. I think we might only find deep slate here. And no caves at all. Well, that's not true. We could always have lava pour in. We found something. Question is, will this actually connect onto where we want to be? I mean, it's got to somewhere, right? Glow lichen. Maybe we can use that to light this area. I'm actually not averse to using torches down here. But yeah, this doesn't seem to as readily connect as I would like, and it is getting late. Some spirits aren't an immediate threat, but they're still unnerving to see. And others are just a pain. Okay, there you go. And your detonation reveals more resources for me. Excellent. It's just, you know, finding this cave is cool and all, but I was really hoping I could find a place where it connects onto the large caverns that should be in this direction, and the fact that I've not found them yet is also kind of weirding me out. It's making me think I have no sense of direction at all. Also, what is... Oh, well, that may be our entrance to the caves, but what is this stuff? Don't look at them. Just don't look at them. They're just plain old vines, but they're dead. No, this all just seems to be just a very narrow wedge in the earth. I wasn't sure what blocks these were at first. I think they're just vines growing over clay. Look at this. You know, oddly enough, I'm getting almost a liminal vibe from this, kind of like the pool rooms, you know? Oop. There goes that water. Ooh, which means we can swim up into the next chamber. So it's actually sort of useful. Yep. Oh, it's also vertical. And there's lots of iron, so whether we end up connecting to the big caverns or not, this has done its job. It is midnight, and that is the sign that we really need to be heading back. But this has been a very, very productive run. The torch marks the spot. This is actually awful. The fact that this isn't even all the way down. And coming out at night, there's no birds to welcome us with their chirping. Almost as if we would step outside and look up and see a vast cave ceiling has replaced the sky. Now imagine that kind of nightmare. But I think I'm probably not going to sleep down there tonight. I have an idea. Or, oh my god, nope. Since that whole area of the house is kind of out of the question due to creepers right now, I think I'm going to start expanding a little more over here, because one of you had said that the series has kind of started to revolve around fires, and that's in a way that I didn't really want. So we'll make something here quickly right now, but we're going to do a lot more expansion over here, because I think that this whole side of the garden has become kind of like, you know, I don't think it's super interesting for there to just be a wall right here and nothing else. I think having things dotting this whole side would be a lot more interesting. So we're going to start working on that. Running out of time. Oh god, yes I am. Yes I am, and... oh no, oh no, oh no. I need to get to a bed. I need to get to a bed. It's gonna be in the same spot. It's gonna be in the same spot. Go, 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 go. I'm not sure how much time I have, actually. Oh no. Where was I yesterday, indeed? Wait. Perhaps I can do something still. Perhaps I can do something still. Move to the other side. It may not count. Oh, thank you for being big enough. Something was happening to us there. Oh my god. That was far too close, but by being far enough away, it counts. We've got to make it right, though. We've got to make it right after the fact. That dark corner ultimately was what saved us. There we are. Okay. Move the fire suppression. I thought for a second that we were too late. Alright, well... coming to the garden is always actually great for relaxation, oddly enough. Like, I just feel, I don't know, calmer here. And I need it after last night. I just imagine, like, you know, I'm holding my little corncob pipe, just hands trembling after the events of the night before. Every time I come down here, this door is open. Oh my god! Alright. You know, I feel like you're acknowledging that we may have beaten you, at least for the time being, on fires, but you want to let us know that you'll never stop, that you'll find us in other ways all the time. There we go. We need more to confuse them. We need to make sure they can't find us ever again, because that was far too close a call. And again, I still don't know what happens if they do find me. All I know is that I do not want it. The storm always arrives just when I'm at my maddest. I've gotten a whole bunch of wood from the tree farm, and we're going to be expanding, but not in the usual way. We have our room for tonight. We need to expand this in every which way but sane. So let's get to work. Seems like others have been placing things in our absence. Oh right, I also made a change to this staircase so that this goes up here now. Although, I don't know how I feel about that. Honestly, I'm just trying to do whatever and see what sticks. What if just one set of double doors went absolutely nowhere? Goodbye to you. We're running low on time again, and we do not want a repeat of last night, but sooner or later, down here, beneath the storeroom, is going to be a room of rooms. Just an absolute maze. Like this whole house was meant to be. You know, I'm relieved you were a zombie. But we need to go retrieve our bed. Yep, these are our accommodations for the night. Beggars really can't be choosers right now. But at least we've got it. Oh, well, that's kind of interesting. Huh, we can have a straight-up secret room this way. I didn't realize it could work like that. Okay, so we're obviously going to be sealing this off then. Oh, it's our inner sanctum, our secret-most thing. Do we have to leave the door open? Oh. Yeah, no, you just kind of have to feel for it. Can't close it from this side, but that's okay. That is so cool. Okay, we're going to have to do something with that. Yeah, we are definitely mystery housing this place up finally, properly. I do think we're gonna have to hang a sconce here. Simply because, like, I'm not exaggerating when I say that every time I come down this way, there's a little creeper that plays peekaboo right here. And here we have our stairway to nowhere. Although still potentially useful. And yeah, this will probably end up being a shorter episode, but it's one that was certainly productive in a lot of ways. And I think in a lot of ways, finally getting to what the series should have always been, you know? Because I think I focused too much on the resource gathering and a little on the building, not nearly enough on the storytelling. And we've certainly had some stories present themselves this time. Let me know what you think of the idea of doing shorter, maybe slightly more frequent episodes. Because, you know, we really took a lot of time to take suggestions in this part, and I think that really, really helped it out. And really, I just like it when the community gets involved in general. That's why you're going to see some fan art at the start of this episode. Also, I'm now realizing you really do lose track of the time when you're building like this. It seems like fall has swung back around. I've never been building the calendar because of the gold cost, but I do have some now after that last mining run. But things are definitely evolving around here. It seems like as soon as we finally beat the fires, everything else started going absolutely insane. It's like we enraged the spirits by actively defying them. But if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this mod out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. I know it hasn't been working, but there's an updated one in the description for this one. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Okay, obviously we're not going to end this without at least trying to see if that fire suppression system works, right? Okay, let's use our flint and steel. Where did I... Yeah, once again, the way these hallways, like, close in and out of each other, I never even remember how to get through it. Good, die. Okay, a fire would start from the bed. Let's try it. That is so cool. Wait, can it work more than once? It can! Oh my god. Alright, what about from, what if it's on the other side of the room? Okay, not quite as well.